A very good morning to one and all present here. It is with great honor and privilege that I stand before you today on the threshold of this esteemed international conference on Media Metamorphosis 2024, Navigating Changing Voices, Audience Instance Practices, hosted by School of Media and Communication by Sri Shankarlal Sundarbai Shashun Jain College of Women, Chennai, India, in collaboration with Bayan College, Oman, affiliated to Purdue University, Northwest USA. As we gather here from diverse corners of the globe representing various cultures, backgrounds, and expertise, we embark on a journey of knowledge exchange, collaboration, and innovation. Now, let us embrace the rich cultural diversity present at this conference by invoking the blessing through prayer songs from both the institutions of collaboration. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vajayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eso Panchanamukaru, Savapavanasanu, Mangalanam Chesavesyam, Padamanghavai Mangalam. பரமங்கவை மங்களம் நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமறந்த எழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் மதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிது தெக்கணமும் அது சிறந்த திராவிடனர் திருநாளும் தக்க சிறு பிறனுடனும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மறந்து இருந்த பெரும் தமிழலங்கே தமிழலங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறமையந்த செயல் மறந்த வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே. Now we start off with the Omen prayer.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. Translation. Did we not expand for you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, your chest, and we removed from you your burden, which had weight upon your back, and raised high for you your repute. For indeed, with hardship will be ease. Indeed, with hardship will be ease. So when you have finished your duties, then stand up for worship and to your Lord direct.
Now I may request Ms. Ashwini Chitra, Head of Department Visual Communication of Sri Shankarlal Sundarbai Shashun Jain College for Women, to welcome the gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Respected dignitaries, members of the management, principal ma'am, vice principal ma'am, and my fellow professors and my dear students of Shashun Jain College, and the dignitaries, Dr. Mohammad bin Juma Al-Karushi, Dean of Bayan College, Oman, Ms. Kavita Sumesh Kumar, Director IPQA, Oman, and Dr. Tamil Selvi, Head of the Department of Media Studies, Bayan College, Oman. Good day and welcome you all. This is Ashwini, Assistant Professor and Head of the Department of Visual Communication. We, the team from the School of Media and Communication of Sri Shankarlal Sundarbai Shashun Jain College for Women, Chennai, in collaboration with Bayan College, Sultanate of Oman, are organizing this two-day international conference on Media Metamorphosis 2024, Navigating Changing Voices, Audiences and Practices. In the age where information flows ceaselessly and technology continues to redefine the way we interact with content, the theme of metamorphosis couldn't be more fitting. Our world is witnessing unprecedented changes in how news is reported, how stories are told, and how audiences engage in the media. Reflecting on my own journey, I am one among the millennial Gen Y to witness the profound evolution of the media that has undergone over years. From traditional print newspapers to the advent of social media platforms, the way we access information and engage with content has undergone a remarkable changes. Yet, amidst these changes, one thing that remains constant is the power of storytelling to inform, inspire, and unite us as a global community. As we navigate through this dynamic environment, it is imperative for us to come together, share insights, and chart the course of the future of media. It's an absolute pleasure to see my own college professors, Dr. Neelamala ma'am from Anna University, Dr. Subramani sir from Periyar University, Dr. Beulah Rachel Rajaratnamani ma'am from University of Madras, and esteemed guests gathered here as we embark on the journey to explore the ever-evolving landscape of media. From now, we are going to have an exciting lineup of keynote address by our dignitaries, followed by panel discussions that we delve into the various facets of transformation, from the rise of digital platforms to the challenges of misinformation, from the democratization of content creation to the ethical consideration of emerging technologies. We explore it all in the two-day international conference. I assure that this conference will leverage opportunities to not only broaden our understanding, but also to collaborate and network with the fellow professors in the field. As we embark on this enlightening journey together, let us embrace a spirit of curiosity, open-mindedness, and collaboration. May this conference be a catalyst for a meaningful discussion, transformative ideas, and lasting connections. Thank you once again for being a part of this Media Metamorphosis conference. Here, it's an enriching and inspiring experience to all of us. On this note, I wish to inform you all that our principal ma'am wished to be here, but due to emergency situations, she is not able to hear, and she said that she will be joining the valedictory session. My professors and dignitaries, the student in me is waiting for your keynote address. I am so happy to welcome you all again. Let the metamorphosis begin.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I request Madam Vice Principal to felicitate our keynote speakers with saplings. I request Dr. Beulah Rachel Rajaratnamani and Dr. Subramani to receive the saplings. As we conclude the inaugural address for this conference, I would like to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you. Your presence here today signifies not only your commitment to the advancement of knowledge and innovation, but also your dedication to fostering collaboration and meaningful dialogue. It is my distinct honor to introduce our collaborating university, Bayan College, a beacon of academic excellence nestled in the vibrant city of Muscat, Oman. Bayan College operates under the supervision of Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation and is affiliated with Purdue University, Northwest USA. Bayan College is nationally accredited by Oman Authority for Academic Accreditation and Quality Assurance of Education in 2021 and internationally accredited by ASIC in 2018 as a premium institution. Bayan College is proud to be a premier institution in the field of education with a high employability rate. Our multicultural faculty, affiliation with such a reputed American university, national and international cooperations, advanced academic programs, and research proficiency provide students with excellent learning opportunity and enable them to earn skills necessary to enter the labor market. Major academic departments of the institution Department of Media Studies, Department of English Studies, and Department of Social Sciences. All academic departments focus on preparing graduates for entry into the professional career and other educational pathways. In this regard, let me now welcome Dr. N. Tamil Selvi, Head of the Department of Media Studies, Bayan College, Muscat.
Dr. N. Tamil Selvi is a distinguished academician and media professional with a wealth of experience in the field. She holds a PhD in visual communication from Mother Teresa Women's University, and she has been actively involved in teaching media studies since 2004. Dr. Tamil Selvi's academic journey includes holding positions such as head of the department at Bayan College in Muscat, Sultanate of Oman, and various other institutions in Chennai. Her expertise encompasses diverse areas with media studies including fake news, gender studies, social media, and film studies. Dr. Tamil Selvi is a prolific author, having penned down 2 books, edited 2 others, and contributed chapters to various national and international conferences. Dr. N. Tamil Selvi is is actively engaged in impactful research projects such as resonate with contemporary challenges in media and society. Notably, she has been awarded a seed money project to spearhead research dedicated to debunking fake news, showcasing her commitment to combating misinformation and fostering media literacy. Additionally, her involvement in project Disarming Disinformation in the Middle East funded by Scripps Howard Fund through ICFJ reflects a global perspective on addressing disinformation issues. Furthermore, her participation in projects promoting sustainable halal tourism funded by the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation in Oman highlights her of Oman highlights her dedication to exploring practical solutions for the challenges and opportunities in sustainable tourism practices. Through her projects, Dr. Tamil Selvi has not only contributed to the academic scholarships but also actively addresses real world issues, showcasing her multidimensional approach to research and societal engagements. She is also a Fakshala trainer, providing valuable training to students and social organizations in identifying fake news. Her commitment to media literacy extends to being a chief fact check officer of May Factory, a Tamil fake news debunking website. In addition to her academic pursuits, Dr. Tamil Selvi has made significant contributions in the field of content writing and digital marketing, with a strong academic background. Apart from her academic achievements, Dr. N. Tamil Selvi is actively involved in various professional capacities. She has been invited to present research papers at both national and international levels conferences, addressing crucial issues such as fact checking, self censorship of journalists, and the impact of YouTube influences among children. Dr. Tamil Selvi's commitment to her education extends beyond the classroom. She has been the part of board committees, served as an external expert for online degree programs, and contributed to curriculum development in institutions for Amrita University, SRM University of Science and Technology, and Tamil Nadu Open University. A member of professional societies like IAMCR and Indian Sociological Society, Dr. Tamil Selvi continues to make significant strides in academia, research, and media literacy. Now, I may request Dr. Tamil Selvi, Head of the Department Media Studies, Bayan College, to welcome the gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Before Dr. Tamil comes, greetings to you all. My name is Dorina Kello. I'm a lecturer in the media department at Bayan College. On behalf of the management and staff of Bayan College, I take this opportunity to welcome our partners from Shashun College for our joint international conference. Special thanks to the management and staff of Shashun and Bayan College for the efforts put together to organize this remarkable international conference. At Bayan College, we value research, and we see research as a cornerstone of academic progress. I am confident that this conference will serve as a platform for meaningful discourse and exchange of innovative ideas between the two institutions. Moreover, it also marks the beginning of more collaboration between Shashun College and Bayan College. I'd like to extend special thanks to Dr. Tamil Selvi, the head of the Media Studies Department at Bayan College, whose visionary leadership has been instrumental in fostering this partnership between the two sister institutions. Dr. Tamil's commitment to academic excellence is truly commendable, and I am confident that under her guidance, this collaboration will flourish. As we embark on this journey of collaboration, I have no doubt that this is just the beginning of a series of fruitful collaborations that will benefit both institutions and the broader academic community. Once again, I extend my sincere appreciation to all the presenters who have contributed their research papers to enrich this conference. Your dedication to advancing knowledge and scholarship is deeply valued and appreciated. Let us seize this opportunity to learn from one another and forge lasting connections that will shape the future of academia in Oman and India. Thank you all for your participation. I would now like to take this opportunity to invite my HOD, Dr. Tamil Selvi. Thank you.
Good morning, India. Vanakkam, Chennai, and Assalamu alaikum from Bayan College, Oman. Present with me are lovely people from all parts of the world. And on behalf of the Dean, Dr. Mohammed Al-Karoushi, and the Director of IPQA Office, Ms. Kavita, and the head of the Department of English Studies, and vice learned professors who share the department with me, my teammates, Dr. Fadil and Ms. Doreen, and Dr. Usman and other people from the department. I take great pleasure in sharing our greetings and welcoming and having an association with the Shashun Jain College for Women, who has been a star from the start, right from its inception, and who live with their motto, go beyond. And it is nice to see the overwhelming response we have for the online presentations, and we are waiting to grab the knowledge from all the online presenters, and Dr. Usman is already waiting here to start the first session. And I would love to extend a warm welcome and thank you to Dr. Padmavati, the principal of the college, a very dynamic principal, I must say, and the very, very supportive vice principal, Dr. Rukmani, and School of Media Studies for Shashun Jain College for this wonderful collaboration and for being a lovely teammates in organizing this conference, and the lovely students of Shashun Jain College and the amazing participants for today's event. And so without taking much time from your inauguration, we would love to join and view the event from the YouTube link. And so I think we can discuss now and start the online session, first online session now. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Thank you, ma'am. The collaboration between our institutions will not only facilitate the exchange of knowledge and ideas, but will also foster a sense of global unity and understanding among our participants. I now invite Dr. Mangala Vadivu to present the conference report.
Good morning and a very warm welcome to our esteemed guests, members of the management, principal ma'am, vice principal ma'am, representatives from Bayan College, scholars, researchers and students, and my fellow colleagues to this international conference on Media Metamorphosis 2024, hosted by the School of Media and Communication at Sri Shankarlal Sundarbai Sashun Jain College in collaboration with Bayan College, Oman. I'm Dr. Mangala, Assistant Professor from the Department of Visual Communication, and I'm honored to stand before you today as one of the co-conveners of this esteemed gathering. Our conference under the theme Media Metamorphosis, Navigating Changing Voices, Audiences and Practices aims to serve as a platform for research scholars, academicians and media practitioners to come together and navigate the rapidly evolving landscape of media characterized by the technological breakthroughs and societal transformations. This two-day conference contains a wide array of themes and discussions that mirror the essence of the contemporary changes in the media industry, ranging from conversion of media and technological advancements to transcultural communication and the impact of globalization. Our agenda is packed with insightful sessions, both online and offline, that promises to provoke thought, inspire action, and foster collaboration. We received around 90 plus submissions, both national and international entries, and after the conference review process, around 30 papers were selected for the presentation. Moreover, in order to nurture budding talents and encourage research culture among students, we have initiated the Student Voices Unplugged, a student panel discussion initiative for which we received around 30 entries from enthusiastic students from both Indian and foreign nationalities, out of which 25 has been shortlisted and are scheduled to be conducted tomorrow as exclusive sessions for undergraduate and postgraduate students. I would like to conclude my note by extending my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished keynote speaker, Dr. Neelamala ma'am from Anna University, Dr. Beulah ma'am from University of Madras, and Dr. Subramanian sir from Periyar University for accepting our invite amidst their busy schedule. Our esteemed session chairs, the management, principal ma'am, vice principal ma'am, the team from School of Media and Communication, the technical assistants, the attendees, as well as the delegates for this invaluable contribution to the conference. Thank you once again for joining us, and I wish you all a stimulating and enriching experience at the International Conference of Media Metamorphosis 2024. Thank you.
I now welcome Dr. M. Neelamalar, Associate Professor, Department of Media Studies, Anna University. I request Vice Principal Ma'am to felicitate her with the saplings.
It is with great pleasure and anticipation that we come to this moment in our conference. We have the distinct honor of welcoming our keynote speakers of today, whose expertise and insights promise to enlighten and inspire us all. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to our keynote speakers of the day. Dr. M. Neelamalar, Associate Professor, Department of Media Studies, Anna University. I request Dr. Beulah Rachel Ratnamani ma'am, Associate Professor at the Department of Journalism and Communication at the University of Madras. Dr. R. Subramani, Associate Professor, Department of Journalism and Communication, Periyar University. Let me now introduce the first keynote speaker of the day, Dr. M. Neelamalar. Dr. M. Neelamalar is a distinguished academic and researcher specializing in media studies with a profound focus on women's representation, law, film studies, and development communication. Currently serving as an associate professor in the Department of Media Sciences at Anna University, Chennai. Dr. Neelamalar brings over 2 decades of experience in the academia and industry. Dr. M. Neelamalar's career is adorned with notable achievements, including the publication of several books and chapters in esteemed publication, along with a myriad of journal articles, both nationally and internationally. The 10th reprint of a book titled Media Law and Ethics has been recently released, and this has been used as a text and reference book across various colleges and universities in India. Beyond her scholarly pursuits, Dr. M. Neelamalar has actively engaged in international conferences and seminars, presenting her research findings on global forums. As a testament to her expertise, Dr. M. Neelamalar has secured substantial grants from government institutions like ICSSR for major research projects. With her comprehensive understanding of media dynamics and commitment to empowering students through education, Dr. Neelamalar continues to inspire and influence the next generation of media influence professionals. I now welcome you, ma'am. Ma'am, I request you to welcome the gathering.
Yeah, very good morning to everyone present here. Start with this. This is basically evolution of media. Or let me ask you, I'm sure all of you, whichever course you are right now in, would have studied something related to history of media. Yes? History and development, evolution of media. So I will see to that it is not a repetition of that. Okay. Because, again, the conferences like this are meant to give you some extra focus and not to repeat the same which you have been seeing in classes. Okay, so that's why I have just given you a basic idea, dividing the entire evolution into physical wise, content wise, and technology wise. So all of you know that media has evolved, and just seeing this picture, seeing this slide, you can understand, okay, so a very old newspaper, even the newspapers today are looking much different. And then obviously, traditional, very old kind of radio set, then a TV set. I'm sure most of you would not have seen this TV set. Yes, all of you would have grown up with LED, LCD. Okay, but once upon a time, TV was like that. So the media we started like that, starting with newspaper. Newspaper obviously is the oldest mass medium of the world, the first and oldest mass medium of the world. Then there was the radio, TV, but now all in one or all in all, you can call it anyway, that's the mobile, right? So this is basically the physical evolution, which you can just understand by seeing this, which does not need much of explanation. So what I just want to stress upon is what actually has happened in the physical evolution, other than the picture we just now saw. We all have moved from, media-wise, the world has moved from visibility to invisibility. So what do we mean when I say visibility to invisibility? Just now we showed you a slide where you were able to see such bigger equipments, like a very big TV set, a very big radio set, and the oldest newspaper. But so all were visible. There was visibility in the traditional older media. For example, when people were reading newspapers, when they were watching TV, when they were listening to radio, in all these cases, they could feel the medium, and the medium was visible. But right now, all of you are sitting here, there's nothing visible as such, but still, you have the medium, the all in all or all in one mobile with you, which, which is, what I mean by invisibility here is the medium as such, you can see it, but at the same time, it is not as visible as the other media we just now saw. So anytime, when you are sitting inside a classroom, when you are doing any other work, you can get a notification, you can get some news update. So anytime you are connected to media, that's what I mean by invisibility. So you need not have a physical medium in front of you, but you have a very small mobile, which you are using for various purposes. It's not essentially for media purpose, but a very basic communication tool it is. At the same time, with this invisibility, it gives you the latest news, the latest update, as and when what is happening around the world, you get to know. So basically, as far as physical evolution is concerned, related to mass media, is one of the greatest evolution that has happened media-wise. You need not feel it, but still, you are under the scrutiny of media. Anytime you can receive the updates and notification from media. That is what we mean by physical invisibility. The next type of evolution, content. Again, content-wise also, there were separate content for each media. So to start with, newspapers of the world, even today, they are concerned more with providing information and education, educating on various aspects such as health, science, etc. So from the time newspaper technology was invented and newspapers became reality as a mass medium, the focus of the newspapers were more on information and education. And then when radio came, obviously radio was a change. Radio was a change. As I told you already, I have not put the years. If I am going to do that, again it will become a repetition of your history of media class. So I am just telling the evolution. There was newspaper and then came radio. So radio obviously came more entertainment than newspapers. Newspapers was a strict business, a serious business. It gave serious information to the people. But radio obviously provided entertainment. Radio music was a very famous format. At the same time, radio news also was very famous, looked forward by people. Even today, if you have grandfathers, very elderly people at home, you could notice that they are very keen to listen to news on radio. So basically, even though radio provided more entertainment, it again gave the terms like infotainment, information plus entertainment, and then education plus entertainment. So these kind of terms were not much in use when we had only newspapers, but radio gave rise to infotainment, edutainment, etc. And then obviously, TV made us get more and more intelligent entertainment. TV is meant for so many other purposes. Obviously, it is an educational medium. is for information also. But we as audience, when we are not media people and when we are just audience, we are focusing on TV as an entertainment medium alone. For most of the audience, we can say it that way, it's basically an entertainment medium. That's why it's also called an idiot box, right? Yes, you have heard of the term idiot box, right? So TV, it's not the TV is an idiot, it makes us idiots. The people who, right? When we are sitting in front of TV, it makes us idiots. The meaning is we are not able to do any other thing. When we sit in front of TV, full and fully we are engrossed with TV's content. But in the case of newspapers or radio, okay, if you take radio for example, you can listen to radio, still you can do your homework or some of the works, whichever you like. It's a mobile medium. It encourages you to visualize. And newspapers, obviously, when you read, again you visualize, you are able to imagine things. Radio, again, enables you to visualize. But in the case of TV, it's called idiot box because it makes us idiot. We are not able to move beyond TV. We are getting full and full engrossed in it. So TV is identified with entertainment. And then social media is more, it's for many purposes again. It's a very helping medium. It's a very useful medium. At the same time, social media is more famous for clickbait, right? What's a clickbait? Can anyone of you explain? Yes? Very good. It's misleading, right? It makes you click. When you click the particular site or the particular YouTube channel, particular version, it gives some headline, very interesting, very attractive headline, right? Especially rumors and those kind of, news and activities involved with film media especially. So when you click, you are going to click it with some intention, but the entire headline is misleading you. It is going to give you totally a different kind of news. You are clicking it with some idea. Finally, it gives you a totally different kind of news. So that's why it's called clickbait. Okay. So as I said, I have just put the content which is more prominent. It does not mean that social media is filled only with clickbaits, but prominently, like how TV is associated with entertainment, social media is more associated with clickbait. At the same time, content is very important, right? Content has evolved. We just saw how content has evolved from very serious business, from very serious news to clickbaits on social media. Content is important on each and every media. For that, I have just put a few quotations for you to see. One of the most important among them is Thomas Jefferson, who has said about newspapers, where it left to me to decide whether to have newspapers without government. Okay. Where it left to me to decide whether we should have a government without newspapers or newspapers without a government. I should not hesitate to prefer the latter. That means it talks about the importance of the newspapers, what type of content they had, how through that content they shaped the people. The next one is about radio. Radio is a powerful medium for celebrating humanity in all its diversity and constitutes a platform for democratic discourse. This is saying by UNESCO. UNESCO is one of the organizations which is celebrating Radio Day, which is keep reminding us about the importance of radio. So they say that it's not for a particular nation or a particular kind of people. For the entire humanity, radio is very powerful. That again talks about the importance of content that comes on the medium of radio. Next one, TV. Even though we associate it more with entertainment, what do they say? Television with its visual storytelling capabilities and wide viewership remains a powerful tool for conveying messages to a mass audience. So it remains. Okay, they have not. It's not stated that it was. It remains till today. It remains a powerful tool for conveying messages to a mass audience. And finally, social media is what it is best for. it is the best form of direct contact with the target audience, whom you want to target. Do you want to target the youngsters? Do you want to target the senior citizen? Directly you can go to your target audience. So these platforms have what it takes to make everyone's life better. So in the case of radio also we saw it's good for the entire humanity. Again, social media through its varied content, again it is also going to make everyone's life better. So what I just want to convey is content has evolved from serious news on newspapers to the clickbaits on social media. But each and every media, the content is important, it's helping the people, it's of validity to people in some way or the other. The next evolution, technologically, the media has evolved totally. So the newspaper, the oldest medium, how it was made possible, how it became a mass medium, only because of Gutenberg's invention of the printing press. A very usable printing press, an affordable one. So Gutenberg made that great contribution to the mass media. So from that, we have moved on to tweets on Twitter. You can directly, the celebrities are giving, the celebrities, the political leaders, each and everyone, they are directly giving the news to the audience. So no longer you need to depend on newspapers or even TV channels. When something is happening, the people who are involved in the news, all of them are on Twitter, all of them are directly contacting the people. Our Prime Minister is there, our Chief Minister is also there on Twitter. So more than the newspapers giving you the political update, what's happening in the country, the PM and CM directly they are able to contact the people of the nation and they are giving the tweets. So that's a great technological evolution which again has been made possible because of the latest technology. So like that everywhere, Instagram, all of you are there, right? It's very difficult to find, maybe very rarely among the students, one or two very rarely may be there without an Instagram account. So directly you are able to get all the stories on Instagram. And similarly, when it comes to using the technology, once upon a time, okay, the audience as well as the journalists, they were the typewriter. And now you don't need, you need, once upon a time people were learning it with great difficulty. Learning typewriter, learning the finger movement. But now with the usage of apps, you can create your own app or you can download any app. That is helping the journalists as well as the audience. And as I just showed you on the first slide, we were having very heavy equipments and now we have moved on to a very light mobile from the audience as well as the journalist media people's angle. The audience also are using very lighter mobile to get the news and to get the latest updates. The media people are also making use of very light equipment, especially with a mobile, they are able to finish their task. So like that I need not elaborate on the latest technologies, you are more familiar. So the technologies have changed. But what we are going to do with technology, that is more important than technology being available, right? So this is just a few slides to show you the evolution. And more importantly, the audience, the people who make use of the media, they have evolved. A very small slide to, a very small way to show that. Once upon a time, there was something called letters to the editor. Even today it is there, okay. Even today the so-called letters to the editor column is there. But more than that, people are more relying on the next one, which is comments on social media. Okay, comments given under anything you post on YouTube, anything you post on Facebook or Instagram, everywhere, through comments, people are directly able to reach the concerned people, the immediate feedback. Letters to the editor, for example, once upon a time, if you want to give, if the audience wanted to give some feedback, they were depending on newspapers or news channels. And newspapers cannot publish everything. They had a very limited space. You could see the very limited space alone was available in the newspapers for a column called letters to the editor. So even if thousands of people wrote letters, out of that, a maximum 10 were selected by the newspaper. That also the newspaper, the editors and whoever is selecting the letter, they should be happy. If they are not happy with your feedback, they will go straight away without publishing the letter. But now, whatever feedback, whatever you feel about any event, anything happening, all of you have got the liberty to go there and to immediately post your comment. This is one of the greatest evolutions undertaken by the audience. So, as of now, the term which is more in use is given here, which is prosumer. So, what is this prosumer? Producer plus consumer put together prosumer. That is, once upon a time, there were a separate category called producers of media, comprising of journalists, like, reporter, editor, photographers. They were all producing the content, and the rest of the people, the audience, were consuming the content. But as of now, that line between the two is not as such existing. What has happened? Both have combined together and become prosumer. So this is the term more in use in the era of digital journalism. So most of the audience, they don't remain as audience. They produce content for some medium or other, especially in social media. All of us are able to contribute content. So all of us can call ourselves prosumers. The audience on the whole. That's the greatest evolution that has happened due to all the evolutions we saw. Yes, the content is undergoing evolution and the technology has changed. As a result of all that, the audience have gone totally changed as from their previous position as consumer. As of now, they have become prosumers, meaning they are able to produce the content when compared to some 20 years ago. So these kind of evolutions, Mangala, next one. The evolution has not stopped with all this. The journalists, the media professionals, they have also undergone lot of evolution. That is, once upon a time, there were separate journalists for each medium. There were newspaper professionals, there were separate TV journalists. As of now, a single journalist is supposed to practice everything, is supposed to be more knowledgeable. They should learn to operate different kinds of equipments. Once upon a time, when a newspaper journalist they were contributing only to the newspaper. That is, they were writing only in print media. So if you have good language, if you are able to go and collect news and write it well, you were eligible. As of now, each newspaper has got their own website, their own e-newspaper version. So they need to produce. If you are a journalist with print media, you should also learn how to produce content for the website of the newspaper. So obviously you need to be good with audio as well as video content when you are a journalist with a single medium. So again, like how we saw in the case of audience, the line has disappeared. Here also the line has disappeared between different journalists. Again, they have become a kind of all-in-one, and any journalist should be equipping themselves when you all go out of the college and when you find your job, or even when you are in final year, you will get to know you need to improvise your talent, better yourself, and make yourselves applicable to different media. Then only your employability will increase. And finally, when there is evolution in everything, what about us? We just now saw that anyone can become a prosumer. Anyone can produce content. But there are people like you who are learning, especially media. Yes, do you understand? So there is one category of people who are learning, who are undergoing the education for academic purpose, who come out with a degree in media with great effort. And there is another rest of the people, they don't go to a media school, but they study different degrees. Maybe engineering, medicine can be a professional degree, or they can study any degree, or they need not study also. They can stop their education with school. and they also produce content for media. You people are fully equipped. You learned different, whatever technology we saw, you learned, whatever content we saw, you are learning in college. With all that, you go out with a degree. So you are also into media. They are also, the rest of the people are also into media. So in this case, what makes you different? Definitely there should be a difference, right? Between you who are trained fully and those who are actually, who have become prosumers due to the technological evolution. So people in education, the teachers as well as the students and the researchers, we need to, obviously we have to equip ourselves, we need to upgrade ourselves with the technological innovation. At the same time, you all should keep in mind, no medium has actually become dead. There is evolution of media. Media has evolved, technology has evolved, but each and every medium, starting with newspapers, radio, TV, all of them are also thriving. They have not become dead, because last week we were celebrating countrywide and worldwide, they were celebrating World Radio Day. Some people were making comments, even from media circles, radio is a dead medium. Why people are celebrating this Radio Day? So this is a wrong kind of assumption among some sector of people, even in media. So as a media student, you should show some difference than from the general audience. And one understanding you have to keep is, each medium is important, each medium is improvising. Newspapers have not become dead. Newspapers are on the rise. When people are not reading the hard copy of newspaper, obviously they are referring the website, they are reading the e-newspapers. So similarly, each medium is thriving, each medium is actually developing. So that understanding you should have. You need to equip yourself for all the media. Even though technology has evolved, physically media are getting evolved, at the same time, each and every medium is important. You need to pay attention to each of the mass media. And obviously, you need to have more of ethical considerations. When you are a student or when you pass out of the university, you should not be unethical. You should not indulge in clickbaits or any of the unethical practices, right? These are all called unethical practices because they don't come under the concept of journalistic ethics. When I asked, immediately I got the answer, it's misleading. Very correct. Okay. So as trained journalists, that's the difference between the ordinary audience and people like you who are fully trained. You should not come out with misleading advertisements or misleading news. Right? At the same time, yes, you need to be commercially motivated. When you write, you should sell. When you post on social media, that should attract more viewers. At the same time, obviously, you have to go ahead with time. You have to keep yourself tuned with technological innovation. But as I told already, what you are going to do with technology, compared with a journalist 100 years ago, you have more ease to work. You have all the technology, you can work from home. So with that much of advancement in technology, what are you going to do to the society? How do you plan to contribute to the country? This is a different which you should bring in approach when compared with normal audience who are doubling up as journalists or producers. And you need to do it with ethical consideration, keeping in mind the ethical guideline issued by the government, as well as having your own code of ethics to improvise. When you do that, obviously, you all can definitely make it very big in the media industry. You can definitely get adapted to the changes in technology. You will, like how the media is evolving, all of you also will keep evolving as the best media people. And thank you for patient listening. I complete by wishing you all the very best in all your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for taking us through the evolution of media, audiences, and journalists. Indeed, we are Gen Z generations and we do not, unfortunately, have access to the older mediums. Thank you for reintroducing. Let me welcome a second keynote speaker of the day, Dr. Beulah Rachel Rajaratnimani, Associate Professor at the Department of Journalism and Communication at the University of Madras. She has 2 decades of teaching experience in the university. She has also served as the head of department and the chairperson of the Board of Studies in Journalism and Communication from July 2020 to March 2020. She was also the member of Academic Council, University of Madras during this period. She has many national and international publications in reputed journals and books. She has completed UGC-funded projects in the area of journalism and communication. She has organized many seminars and workshops to her credit. She has presented many research papers in a number of universities, and prominent among them is the Goethe University, Frankfurt, Germany. She guides PhD research scholars in University of Madras and has been an examiner for PG and PhD in the other universities too. She is a member in various academic and administrative committee in the Institutes of Higher Learning. We welcome you, ma'am. Also, over to you, ma'am. I would like you to speak a few words.
Yes, at the outset, I wish to congratulate the principal, the vice principal, the faculties and students of the School of Media and Communication and IQAC of Sri Shankarlal Sundarbai Shashun Jain College for Women for organizing the 2-day international conference in collaboration with Bayan College, Muscat Sultanate of Oman. It gives me immense pleasure to be here. I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity, and I'm very glad to address the participants here, as well as the participants online and the YouTube viewers. Now, I would dwell into a topic that permeates our daily lives and profoundly influences our societal perceptions: gender stereotypes in the media. Let us begin by acknowledging that media in its various forms serves as a powerful storyteller that molds our attitudes and beliefs. Unfortunately, it often perpetuates harmful stereotypes, reinforcing preconceived notions about how men and women should behave, look, and pursue their aspirations. Media, as the 4th pillar of democracy, has immense power to act as the watchdog of the society. It is the mirror of society and reflects the happenings in the society. It can influence the masses, and the convergence of the media have further enhanced its potentials as a tool of creating public opinions and values. Media influence has increased to such an extent that an individual finds it difficult to maintain an identity and self-understanding without using media as a reference point. Due to the outreach and technological sophistication, media's role has now expanded and increased beyond the mere supply of information. It can be said that media can now create reality. Media can effectively shape public opinion, influence personal beliefs, and even alter people's self-perceptions. Not just this, but also ideologies, thought processes, and the methods of socializations are greatly influenced by the media. Gender stereotypes can be defined as beliefs about certain attributes that differentiate how women and men are or should be, and frequently address traits, physical characteristics, role behaviors, and perceptions. According to gender stereotypical perceptions, women are supposed to be dependent, weak, incompetent, emotional, fearful, flexible, passive, modest, soft-spoken, gentle, caretakers, while men are powerful, competent, important, logical, decision makers, aggressive, focused, strong, and assertive. There is no doubt that the stereotypical portrayal of women in India could help to reinforce cultural stereotypes rather than stimulate new thinking about the roles in society. Society learned their culture's gender norm expectations from those around them, including parents, teachers, family, and friends. The mainstream media provide particularly powerful models of gender norms for several reasons. First, the media offer abundant models, well beyond the dozens that a person may encounter from their families or peers. Moreover, in terms of appearance, confidence, and power, media characters tend to be more attractive than average, which increases the likelihood that they will be seen as aspirational role models. The media helps shape norms both directly through individual models and indirectly through their impact on the values that parents, peers, and teachers adopt and transmit. Media content is believed to be especially well suited for social learning processes because it features simplistic, often one dimensional models of rules and behaviors that appear regularly. Media today, from traditional media to online media, still hugely influence our perceptions and ideas about the role of girls and women in the society. What we have unfortunately seen until now is that media tend to perpetuate gender inequality. Various researchers have found that from a young age, children are influenced by the gendered stereotypes that media present to them. The exposure of stereotypical gender portrayals and clear gender segregation correlates with the preferences for gender appropriate media content, toys, games, and activities to traditional perceptions of gender roles, occupation, and personality traits, as well as to attitudes towards expectations and aspirations for future trajectories of life. The depiction of women in Indian media, be it films, television serials, visual advertisement, or modernized traditional media, commodification of women as sex object has been relentlessly portrayed. The overtones of sexual equation are much more explicit these days in our media. The orthodox presentations and conventional inhibitions seem to overpower the orientations of media planners. The women in Indian media are depicted generally as scrupulous, craving only for their own family, and politically naive. Indian serials are depicting women involved in conspiracy, wearing costly, heavy gold and diamond jewelry, religious, spending time in family feuds, palatial houses, luxury cars, sleek mobiles, elegant makeup, little care about anything else than the individual matters, and does not even know a word about the outside world. When focusing on print media, it is seen that the print media give place to news related to rape, crime, politics, scandals, reports, and economics, sports and economics, but serious debates and discussions on issues related to women in general are completely missing. The columnists of the newspapers are rarely females. Most of them who find place in the leader pages are politicians or so-called socialites. In vernacular press, the depiction of women gets a share only in the colored pages where there is a lot of gossip about actors of TV serials or film stars along with some of the obscene photographs. The English press also dwells upon providing snaps of skimpily clad women and erotic photo gallery of party mania in multi-star hotels. Even the photos of sports stars are also provided in a manner that depicts their body attraction. Turning our attention to advertising, it is hard to ignore the pervasive use of gender stereotypes. Women are frequently objectified, reduced to mere commodities, to sell products. From cars to cologne, advertisements often depict women as accessories rather than individuals with agency and diverse interests. The portrayal of women in advertising has been particularly stereotyped with the confinement of women to household chores. Women were rarely shown as equal partners, for example, as a person who is employed and has her own will. These portrayals largely stem from the gender role norms accepted and prevalent in the Indian society. The role portrayal is largely done within the male dominant ideology. The men are largely posited as strong, independent, and macho men, while women are generally confined to household chores or mother caretaker roles whose world centers on the house. In recent times, Indian advertisement have witnessed a significant transformation in the manner in which women are portrayed. The way women are depicted in advertising changes with times, reflecting the transformation taking place in the society. Consider the film industry, a powerful influencer of cultural norms. Historically, women have been cast in stereotypical roles, the damsel in distress or the supportive sidekick. Film is a common entertainment form that fulfills the audience's desire to make emotional connections with characters and learn about their social world. However, it is very rare for women to see inspiring counterparts on the big screen. In the past, many key roles in filmmaking, such as directors and cinematographers, were for many decades dominated almost entirely by men, and women did not have enough power to make demands in the film industry. Consequently, women have been constantly underrepresented in movies. Even when they are present, women are often portrayed in circumscribed and subordinated ways in traditionally feminine roles such as non-professionals, homemakers, wives, or parents. Lacking a role model on the big screen is detrimental for young girls. They are discouraged from pursuing ambitions and participating actively in social affairs. Therefore, female underrepresentation is a critical issue that must be addressed. In more recent times, women have made inroads into various fields and films and have started to respond to female viewers with strong and well-rounded female characters. There are many studies and projects devoted to studying evolving feminism in films, centering on both the upstream effects in which content is structured through the actions of major filmmakers in gendered organizations who presume the public preferences, as well as the downstream effects where audiences respond to content and attitudes are formed and reinforced. Social networking sites provide a platform for people to present themselves as they would like to be seen by others. Several scholars have argued that females and males are subjected to differing sorts of temptation to present altered images of themselves online, with added pressure placed upon girls to present themselves in a more stereotypical way, possibly undermining their psychological well-being.
Recording in progress.
Social media provides a variety of ways for the users to show their identity. Users portray their identity on social media through connectivity and narrative. Gender identity can be displayed through comments, status updates, as well as pictures. Different research study showed that men upload pictures that make them seem independent and active, while women focus more on looking attractive. Online self-portrayal has been attracting attentions since the rise of social networks and their integration into everyday life. Social media has been said to support the idea of an endlessly constructed self, transporting culture and shaping people's online experiences. The women, although highly skilled, often successful, and living in one of the most appreciated urban centers of the world, occasionally feel pressurized and occasionally feel pressure and insecurity to live up to the expectations of their networks. The other significant way in which social media showcases gender difference is the way young generation showcase themselves in social network domain. Youngster boys and girls differ in the way they post contents in social networks. Girls share their own pictures, and while boys were more likely to share pictures and comments that are described as self promotion. Such behavior echoes gender stereotypes, and media portrays the picture of commodified women on one hand and the strong, stable depiction of man. Teenage girls are also more likely to share personal information than boys, which sometimes expose themselves to possible sexual harassment or cyberbullying. According to some scholars, gender differences are rooted in our culture. They are of the view that girls and boys are raised with different sets of cultural values. In traditional media, gender differences and portrayal of gender stereotype persists, which continues in the online world as well. Despite the shortcomings, each and every social media networking sites offers diversity of gendered performances. Other than high representation of women using social media in comparison to men as a positive facet, social media is also giving a platform for people to voice their opinion on social issues, especially gender equality. Female activists are playing a vital role in social media against atrocities on women and women-centric problems. One can wonder how a click makes a difference in the world. Social media offers an opportunity for female activists to make a difference in the causes they support in cost-effective manner and with instant reach. There are pages on Facebook which address vehemently on women issues, especially against the growing crime rates against women in India. Pages like Facebook Campaign and Abuse No More are such forums that are making people aware about women issues which can be addressed by generating consciousness and directed interventions. Abuse No More provides its members a forum to meet other members and talk safely without conversations being seen by others. Thus, social media sites help women to share their plight without disclosing their identities. Hashtag activism is in the recent era has helped to mobilize public attention on women's rights and issues. It is increasing the credibility of those issues which are not properly highlighted by the mainstream media. UN Women's successful and high profile for He for She campaign focuses on the potential of social media to attract large number of audiences. The Me Too campaign has become one of the largest trending topics on Twitter with over 500,000 tweets and a large number of shares in Facebook. Me Too is an international movement against sexual harassment and assault. In various forms of media, whether it is film, television, magazine, newspaper, advertising, social media, we frequently encounter portrayals that adhere to traditional gender roles. These narrow depictions not only reinforce outdated stereotypes, but also contribute to a skewed perception of gender roles in our society. Consider the representation of women in the media, where success is frequently overshadowed by appearance. Scientific achievements, professional triumphs, and intellectual capabilities are often downplayed in favor of focusing on physical attributes. This not only diminishes the accomplishments of women, but also sends a damaging message to future generation about what defines a woman's worth. The greatest fear in today's world of information explosion is that we are imbibing all the gender biases subconsciously and reinforcing existing inequality without even being aware of it. The way and the lens to which we interact with the media, no doubt, affects us in knowing and unknowing ways. This effect is dangerous because very often the many media messages and images play on our subconscious mind. That amounts to passive retention and processing of information. It becomes imperative for us as the consumers of information to become fully aware and conscious about what we are imbibing through the various channels of media. To what extent and to what purpose and in what way does the information affect our thought process, attitude, and behavior? These are questions we need to ask ourselves. This is where media literacy or media education or media awareness comes as a help. It helps us to critically analyze the subtle media messages, its implications and purpose, both commercial and political, and those who are responsible or behind the ideas and messages. We are not only able to more genuinely and consciously appreciate or deprecate media messages, ideas, and their intentions and implications, but also able to react to it in appropriate ways. It provides us with a set of tools for critical, rational thinking and media and culture which we can apply to any media product. As the media grows and expands, media literacy as a movement is also growing throughout the world. Women get empowered by lessons in media literacy. The lessons are articulated through public service advertising, posters, television programs, talk shows, or even by a concerned citizen. Problems that arise due to unrealistic fixation on certain gender roles that is often encouraged by media portrayal and stereotyping can damage the psyche of the young girl. Media has to play a positive role in promoting intellectual growth. It is time for us to challenge these stereotypes and demand a more diverse and accurate representation in the media. Writers, students, professors, filmmakers, producers, and advertisers have a responsibility to break free from these limiting molds and create content that reflects the richness and complexity of human experiences regardless of gender. Let us encourage storytelling that celebrates the strength, intelligence, and resilience of individuals irrespective of their gender. By doing so, we not only contribute to a more inclusive and equitable society, but also pave the way for future generations to embrace their true potential. It is time that media becomes highly sensitive to gender issues. Gender stereotype and gender inequality is so deeply engraved in the long history of social consciousness that it is now believed that only the media, with its tremendous reach and power, would be the ideal tool in bringing about gender equality. There is a strong belief in the transformative role media can play in achieving gender equality in societies. By creating gender sensitive and gender transformative content and breaking gender stereotypes, by challenging traditional social and cultural norms and attitudes regarding gender perceptions, both in content and in the media houses, by showing women in leadership roles and as experts on the diversity of topics on a daily basis, not as an exception. The media industry needs to be encouraged to produce gender transformative content and to develop self-regulatory equality policies, including access to decision-making positions. Monitoring and evaluation mechanisms need to be set up to access the progress within the sector, thereby creating gender equality in content, workplace, and management. Let us be vigilant consumers of media, demanding and supporting content that defies stereotypes and fosters a culture of inclusivity Together, we can reshape the narrative and create a media landscape that reflects the true diversity of the human experience. Thank you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind keynote. Indeed, media creates public opinion, disseminate information, and influence societal norms. However, media power also comes with responsibilities with unbiased reporting. Understanding and critically evaluating media sources is crucial for an informed society. Now, last but not the least, our third keynote speaker of the day, Dr. Subramani. Dr. Subramani is an associate professor in journalism and communication at Periyar University, Salem. He is also a government nominee syndicate member in the Periyar University with 20 years of experience. He has published 50 plus journals and presentation in scopes and high index journals. He has written famous books of Tandai Periyar, Makkole, Periyar in Porkarangal. Appreciating his excellence in Dravidian research, Tamil Nadu government appointed him as a director for Anna Akalayingar Chair. He recently got award for Karutharamai Kana Kaitadi. We welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon. I know undergraduate student that delivering this kind of heavy loaded content is very hectic for you and very difficult to understand the concepts and the theories, concepts, and the observations which are in discussion. So anyhow, I'll try to make it more precise, and I would like to throw some light on the recent technological advancement that may be in and around the media realm. So at the outset, in this August gathering, I humbly offer my heartfelt greetings to all the distinguished academicians, researchers, officials, and stakeholders for inviting me to deliver talks on Media Metamorphosis 2024. Herein, I do strongly believe that it is an issue of a seismic proportion which has not only brought us at the threshold of rapid advancement, but at the same time showing us on the precipice of negative ramifications. Dear friends, before entering into the focal point of the conference, I am very much delighted to capture your attention by way of highlighting certain key subject matters. To strike a conversation, let me pose with some exciting questions. Have you ever thought of your brain getting control? Who can do it? Is it possible to control our brain from someone point of view, or some other extra human being can able to control our brain? May I have a response? How? I'm here. Are you able to control my brain? Are you able to give command to my brain? No. No? It's not possible. So you cannot control my brain, I cannot control your brain, I cannot give any command to your brain to act according to my orders. It is not at all possible. Are you sure? Yeah, may I have a response? No, it is not at all possible. It is possible, yeah, please. Yeah? I'm not talking about mantra, hypnotizing, and any that's a set apart. That is not at all under our purview. I'm talking about scientifically, technologically, is it possible anyone can control other human species' brain? Is it possible or not? No. Be louder, no. All of you would agree with me, no? That not at all. There are no single percentage of possibility to control other human being brain. Are you sure? The thing is, it is possible. It is possible. How? That is what the scientific world is envisioning, or we are about to know more about that particular research. The scientific world, the path-breaking or epoch-making invention is computer mouse can control the brain, activities of the person who is connected with a chip, electronic chip. Elon Musk, how many of you are aware about Elon Musk? No, that most of you would aware about his name, no? His achievements, his business credentials, all those things you are all aware about it, no? So their firm recently, they received in principle approval from United States of America for a human trial. Human trial means what? So they will plant some chips in the brain of a human being, particular human being. They will give command through mouse. Your body won't respond. If I wanted to respond, something is no. So I have to give command to my brain, and it has to come in the form of verbal or non-verbal cues, or any written form it has to come out. But what the Elon Musk's the research says, no, that's called is a brain-computer interface. Research says, no, through mouse, they will give electronic chips are planted in our brain. More particularly for Parkinson and other disease-affected person, they will straight away, they will give command to the, Parkinson means you know very well about no inactiveness of certain parts of the body. They will plant some chips. Through mouse, they will give command. Then without the accent, without the nod, without the decision of the body, the brain can directly talk to or transact message to the computers. That research is going on. That is one of the path-breaking research in the field of scientific world. I think that within 1 decade, no, that is, it will be universally, it will be accepted, it will be come to the common man usage. So that particular Elon Musk, that's called Neuralink, that research, the firm name is Neuralink. If you see in a Hollywood movie like Terminator and Matrix, which I am sure was a prelude of supersonic technology on which a team of scientists had been endeavoring since 2020, $360 million under their belt. Yes, at the outset, it looks alluring. See that, know that in the Hollywood movies, most of the time, know that we used to see this kind of technological gimmicks, whether should we enjoy, should we accept, should be, it is something away from our imagination, what it is. But the Terminator and other imaginations, no, slowly this Neuralink company has started realizing their imagination into action. The second information I would like to share with you is it possible to genetically modify our character? How? How? Through conversations, through some sort of counseling, we can. Some extent we'll try to mold or reorient, reshape our behavior, attitude, and value system, all those things. I am talking about by birth. Birth. By birth, is it possible to modify or reorient or reshape our the character? Yeah? Did you come across any such literature, any such terminologies? DNA modification. Is there any research is going on that particular area? Not sure. Genetic editing. That's a recent most controversial scientific invention, which is still under heavy discussion of the scientists also. Section of the scientists are against the editing, that's the genetic editing. China, the government of China, they have done genetic editing. So during that, the time of the embryosis time, starting from that stage, they start altering the genes. So that according, for instances, if they wanted to have like Michael Jackson or Bolt or any leading personas, they wanted to replicate or duplicate those character again, so they will study the genetical structure. Accordingly, from the zygote stage onwards, they will start doing modification. These two research, maybe it is away from our media realm, so we must understand the magnitude of the scientific research, technology. So one is about the directly computer can talk to our brain, which is unimaginable. after 30 years or 40 years, your children time or your grandson time, no, directly nobody can have a conversation. Now also we are all sitting in our house, no, with all our gadgets, no. Mummy is sitting there, father is sitting there, grandfather is sitting there, kids are sitting there. All of us are talking to only to our mobile phones. We are not exchanging any conversation. Socialization process is evaded from the family structure. So think about it. This Elon Musk research come to reality. What will happen after 20 years, 30 years? What will happen? No, someone can sit in the computer lab. He can operate my brain. He can give command. Accordingly, I can walk here. I can do anything like that. So that things can happen. Genetic editing. If it comes after 50 years, what will happen? No. So all Usain Bolts are coming. No, 100 Usain Bolts are there. What will happen? No. So we cannot imagine the growth of the technology and all those aspects. And you see that the immense growth of artificial intelligence, this is a mantra or a buzzword. Everywhere we are talking about artificial intelligence, what the particular artificial intelligence, what sort of impact it has on our life, no? We have witnessed the AI systems becoming more sophisticated and integrated into various aspects of our daily lives. From advanced personal assistant that understand and anticipate our needs to AI-driven healthcare solution that aid in diagnosis and treatment, the impact of artificial intelligence is becoming increasingly profound. 2 or 3 the recent examples I would like to quote. How many of you seen Lal Salam movie? Lal Salam movie. Yeah? Timiri Eluda song. No, many of you would have listened that Timiri Eluda song. Did you listen to that song? Who are the singers? Can anyone tell me who are the singers of the song? Bamba Bakia and Shagul Hamid. Very good. Who is that? Yeah, give a big hand to her. No, someone is not available. Right now he is not live. He is not available in the industry. The great legendary musician A.R. Rahman made it possible. Is recreating the voice of both legendary the singers. Now we are able to realize when I listened that song. No, I was amazing. I was listening that song with my that 60, 70-year-old man. He was also mesmerizing. I was not able to control my emotion. So after 30 years, reproducing the natural voice of the veteran musician is possible. Because of the AI technology. And you see that the Vijay's Goat movie, do you have any special information about the Goat movie? Some informations are coming in newspapers and also some of the social media, also some shares are going on. It's a time travel movie. It's a believed, no, it's a time travel movie. So, with the help of the AI, they wanted to create one segment. Vijayakant recently, good. Vijayakant's the good segment. They wanted to, a flashback segment. They wanted to keep it in a goat movie. That is also possible. Again, that's a legendary person recreating him with Vijay. That too, you see, you can't even imagine the advancements of the technology, right? And you are all aware about media students know how the photo editing is, AI is assisting for our photo editing, no? Whatever photo you wanted to take, you can take, no? I have AI technology. I can do wonders with the AI technology. Nowadays, students know about, no, if we give assignment, no, with no time, they are ready to submit the assignments. So when will be the deadline for submission of the, sir, tomorrow or evening also we are ready, sir. Evening also ready. Oh, I was wondering, then later I was trying to identify the skill involved in that process, no. Say, sir, one of my students told, no, about, no, sir, I will sit before the chat GPT, open AI, I'll give the title. That will give the 1 page or 2 page or 5 page also it will give, sir. Immediately I will submit. Such a way. You see, you can't even imagine for our time, for searching meaning for instance, enemy, that word enemy. Friend me is the new terminology. If I want to know the meaning, 20 years back, I wanted to sit with an English teacher or a dictionary or any other resource person to know the meaning, how it has to be pronounced, how it has to be articulated, where is the root word for that one, what is the synonym for them, what is the antonyms for that kind of thing. But no time. If I ask, within a second you can type, you can sell, phonetics. With phonetics you can, you are able to give the feedback to me, friend me. So that is also possible for research scholars. During your teacher, Dr. Abiraj time, he spends more time with the books, and I insist him to read 100 articles. 5 books you have to bring. Now it's more comfortable, 10 articles. I'll give 15, sir, no problem. Tomorrow they will go, they will sit, Google Scholar, type the Google Scholar, download all the material, they will give it to us. So such kind of technological advancements are going in. And then you see that the more and more personalized algorithms, if you type something, you close your gadget and you have some other work for 2, 3, 4 hours. Then again you are opening your portal in the sense, what you searched 3 hours back, pop-ups keep on coming. There is no privacy at all. What is the previous history of your browsing history? We can able to identify. If you erase it, if you think, if you are erased from the history, it will vanish. No, it will stay there. It will never stay. It's a incredible evidence. Whatever you are using in the cell phone, incredible evidence, you know that. Now you know that in our regional channel and the national channel, animated voice news readers are keep on shouting or keep on articulating news about Punjab farmers and all those things with rich vocabulary and all those things. Now, did you ever heard about the name Lisa? Lisa, Odisha news reader. She is a Odisha language news reader. Who is she? Any idea about A assistant. She speaks almost 6 languages. So when I saw that the news reading pattern, I worried a bunch about our news readers, with full makeup, with full the dress and all those things. They are sitting, they are appearing. But Lisa is sitting that the Odisha, English and all languages, 6 languages is able to deliver. That is also possible. The perfect pronunciation without showing any facial reaction. Sometimes our news readers will read the news, about some tragic incident would have happened in some places, 6 people passed out in the collision between lorry and the 6 people passed away without knowing the tragic, the emotions of that particular incident, that the facial reaction of the news reader would be in different way. News content would be different way. But Lisa, perfectly, without showing any facial reaction, she is able to deliver the content. Such a way, that the AI technology is changing our routine life. You see that one of my friends, he has a house, housewarming ceremony that we were there, When we entered into the house, it was locked. So when we unlocked the house, that is only computer recorded voice, welcome. Then when we entered, again song. He showed his interior work, what shade you want, he said, but if I am very pondering over to blue color, so he understand my thing, that in such a way he has designed, blue color shades are coming on the walls. Somebody would like green in the sense, if that person comes, that family comes, that time, he would prepare to screen that. It is possible. In Salem, it's possible. That's the AI technology made it possible. So that is the immense growth or uncontrollable growth of the AI technology. You see that the self-driven car, brain getting chipped, stateless currencies, and even space travel has become possible if you can afford them. So the digitized metamorphosis duly facilitated by new technology offer elephantine promises and hopes to acquire colossal benefits to enhance the revolutionize human lives. Right? We were delighted to hear all the information. AI technology made us possible. No, brain will be controlled. Our car will be controlled. Everything will be controlled by technology. Now the pressure is on the consumers. So as a consumer, as an individual, no, I'm consuming information, news, entertainment content, music, and everything from different sources. So all of us are, like Dr. Neelamalar ma'am told no about, all of us are producers, all of us are consumers. So where is the space for production? No. If you are producing a documentary, 3 minutes documentary, you don't need to do musical scoring. No need to do any perfect editing. No, what sort of command you wanted to, if you are well versed in that, no, what sort of editing you need, visual editing in, what sort of musical backdrop you want, what sort of super it has to appear, what type of credit, if you are able to operate the codes, so 4 minutes footage, raw footage, if you insert that footage, no, that documentary will come out. Such a way, again, artificial technology assistance is there. So, many apps know about no need to type, no, if you are giving voice command, no, text will come. That this text, no, that if I have a paper, I need the e-version of this in the sense, no, one app is there, no, I can spend 30 to 40 seconds, no, completely if I scan, the letters will come. Such a way, no, that is the AI-assisted technology is changing our life pattern. So here the question remains is ethical consideration. So deep learning is there, very well. Withering reports are coming in, about deep fake, deep learning, all those technologies, disturbing technology, those things. You see, coming election, you may realize a different campaign pattern, about So our Prime Minister can speak Tamil and Malayalam and Telugu, Odisha, and all those languages with the help of AI. Our beloved Chief Minister will talk Hindi and Odisha, all those things possible. The election promoters, those who are working in the field, they are at it. They are producing the content in the multiple languages. So our leaders, Tamil leaders, will speak multiple language for their own allies. That is also possible because of the AI technology. Right? When we are addressing these issues, what are the shortcomings we are seeing? So only one report I would read and then I'll conclude my talk. So we are using the cell phone. If you are downloading one app, know that if you wanted to know how many hours you spent screen time, you wanted to know the screen time, how many times you opened it, how many times you closed it, what you browsed it. This is one interesting information I have. The most direct evidence for an frequent smartphone use of on the brain is provided by the demonstration of changes in cortical activities. Touching the screen repeatedly, the average American user touches it 2,176 times a day, induces an increase of cortical potentials allotted to the tactile receptors on the fingertips, leading to the enlargement, that is, reorganization of motor and sensory cortex. 2,176 times. So American. So 2,176 times now he has touches this mobile. In the sense, what the researchers are saying, such a peculiar disease they have observed, and that is a cortex sensory issues they have identified in that particular person. So musculoskeletal problems, musculoskeletal problem that they have identified, and vision blooming is also they have identified. So how are we going to protect our life and our future generation from AI technology? There is no space for privacy. Wired or seamlessly we are connected. Wherever we go, that advertisement will come, one dog will follow, likewise Wi-Fi will follow you. Everywhere, digital evidence will be the biggest thing, biggest evidence for in the ensuing years. No, that time no, நம்ம ஓடவும் முடியாது, ஒளியவும் முடியாது. எல்லாமே பிக் பாஸ் வீட்டில் தான் இருப்போம். So digital evidence, everywhere you are creating digital evidence. There is a footfall. If you are walking here, there is a footfall. Again, your digital evidence will be stored. If you are driving, digital evidence. If you are going to Pothis, digital evidence will be. If you are accessing, digital evidence. Wherever, no space for any misbehaviors and the crime and everything, no. Here, the last question or a last message I wanted to leave it, no. So this technology, we are very much concerned about our language, our culture, social norms, ethos, pathos, and equality and equity in the society and self-respect. All those philosophies, no, much celebrated philosophies. We are very much bothered about all those things. No, this technological advancement in India, more than 6,000 languages are there. No, I'll be the future of the language. Our cultural values, our systems, our in our village, we have unique system. In tribal area, unique cultural value system. So this technology, in the technological world, technological advancement, where is the space for the uniqueness, our identity, culture, value, system, privacy, all those things are also involved in this technological advancement. As a teacher, as our fellow traveler, no, I humbly request you to use a regulated use of the gadgets. It's very, very important. In our house, know that we have one system. We four are there in our family. Every day, when we are in the family, 8 to 9, 0 cell phone usage hours. If phone comes, anything, no, we are not using. Strictly we are following, no, my daughters and my better off and me, or strictly we are following 0 cell phone usage hour. No television, no cell phone, no computer, no laptop. We have to be in the, whether it should be in the portico or should be in the, how long we have to sit silently? At least after 5 minutes or 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we are supposed to talk each other. Such a way, no, over a period of time, no, that time, my daughter insists us, no, why can't we have 2 hours 0 cell phone usage? More and more information sharing, more and more peace is prevailing in my family, more and more pleasure is coming, more and more stress is coming down. So, such a way, you yourself invent humanity from you. We are all social animals. We have to live for others also. Others self-respect, others culture, others language, others, we have to give others privacy, dignity, each and everything we need to consider. With these few words, I submit my sincere thanks, and also I thank you for all the participants for your unweird listening. Thank you so much for your patient listening, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for your keynote address. Indeed, AI has significantly impacted the media industry by enhancing content creation, personalization, and distribution. Ethical consideration ensures fairness and transparency in AI algorithms that are crucial to avoid reinforcing existing biases in content recommendation and creation. As we conclude the captivating keynote address by our dignitaries, the keynote address has provided us the valuable insights and perspectives to ponder over, and I'm sure you all found it enriching and thought-provoking. We will have an opportunity to reflect on the discussion. Thank you. On behalf of the Internal Quality Assurance Cell and School of Media Communication, in collaboration with Bayan College, Oman, affiliated to Purdue University, Northeast USA, we cordially invite you in an international conference on Media Metamorphosis 2024, Navigating Changing Voices, Audiences, and Practices. Here we have our keynote speaker of the day, Dr. Arul Chelvan, Associate Professor and Head of Department of Media Sciences, Anna University. Dr. S. Arul Chelvan Associate Professor and head in the Department of Media Sciences, Anna University. In addition to the doctorate in Media Sciences, he has received 3 international fellowships, Erasmus Plus International Credit Staff Mobility at the University of Edinburgh, supported by European Commission, the Graciano Lope Giana Fellowship in Community Journalism by the Universities of Philippines. Postdoctoral Research Fellowship funded by Foundation of Science and Technology, FCT, MCTES Portugal at University of Aveiro. Now he is a Rotary Peace Fellow at Chulalongkorn University, Bangkok, Thailand. He has authored book and has published more than 50 articles in reputed journals that focus on journalism and communication, media and the youth, sanitation and hygiene, and other development communication areas. He has been a resource person at many seminars and conferences, including the IAMCR conference, UNI UNICEF workshops, UNESCO World Press Freedom Conferences, World Democracy Forum, and many university and conferences. Dr. Arul Chelvam is an advisory committee member and program officer of the National Service Scheme NSS in Anna University. He was the director for Center of Development of Tamil in Engineering and Technology, Anna University, and dean for the University College of Engineering, Villupuram. We welcome you, sir.
First of all, I want to thank the organizers of this conference. This afternoon session is having how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7? Okay. 9 presenters from different part of India. The truly international conference or as well as national conference, because many people from there presenting from out of the state. Yes. So since mostly the online presentation, so we will hear the presentation and give the feedback and comments after that. So we can start now.
Let's begin the session. We have received 9 paper presentations for this session. To start with, I call upon Dr. S. Sharon Grace, who's done a paper presentation on teaching literacy terms using examples of movies at the tertiary level. Right, over to you, ma'am.
A very good afternoon to all. Sir, so the topic for my presentation I have chosen is Film and Literature, Teaching Literary Device Using Examples of Movies at the Tertiary Level. So I belong to the English department, and there's a very much similarity between the media or Viscom or the English department, because through all these commonalities, like having movies as an example, we could much correlate our discipline with the others. So children would understand the concepts, the literary devices, whenever you give them some examples from the movies. So because they are the audience in society, so when they have experience through watching movies, they have gained some knowledge, the basic information, some knowledge about the movie which they have seen. So usually all the movies may have the adaptations from the novels. Not all the movies. Some of the movies have its own adaptation from the novel. So the source is from the novel. So as a teacher of English, we would like to cite some of the movies or some of the theories or some of the literary terms and devices which are associated with a particular movie. And it will be very easy for the learners to understand and apply the same in their writing. So whenever the learners are exposed to the real life the assignments or the tasks which are provided by the teacher with reference to this movie, so they will be able to generate more ideas, they will brainstorm more ideas, and they will be able to present a beautifully written paper through group discussion or through and by watching all the reviews, so they can add more resources to their writing. So let's just move with the first question: why movies should be incorporated in teaching? So why is it very much important for a teacher to cite or quote any movie in the teaching. So usually people will have, some of them have against this. But as a teacher, I want to do this because I have witnessed in my very own classes that children feel very much interested and they won't be distracted and they will just listen to my lecture till the 40 minutes gets in, because I am giving them more real life experiences based on the movie characters or the situation or the plot. So they just involve in this lecture, and they used to take more notes, and they in turn ask me many doubts and queries related to this. So first of all, movies play a vital role in education as it serves a powerful medium for conveying ideas to inform learners regarding adaptations of the novels and an overall idea on the application of the literary devices. So based on, these literary devices, I believe that the media people like Crazy Mohan, some of them have adopted some of the literary devices to beautifully create a scene, to portray a scene that with a sense of humor and other things. So all these things, the people, they would have some idea towards applying this literary device into their creation. So in the modern day scenario, like a teacher can quote some examples to the students, and they could relate that particular content through movie. By having a similarity between the movie and the content, so they will be very easy to relate and understand this. And third thing is, some universities have also prescribed a paper named as Film and Literature, and in order to align the curriculum with this particular paper, so there are some prescribed documentaries and movies which are being prescribed by the particular university. So next slide. So what are the benefits? Why should a teacher incorporate movies into the classroom? So what is the reason? Is it good or bad? Actually, it's like a tool. It's like an aid for a teacher to fulfill his or her own classroom needs, the learner's needs. So the movies promote cultural diversity, like through by having an exposure with another movie, children tend to learn about the other culture, their food, their fashion, their cuisine, so even the rituals. So children are exposed towards the different cultural things. And second thing is, like, movies could educate learners to be alarmed and keep them stay away from some violence. So if there is any violence been portrayed in the movie, so they will be learning that this particular social evil issue is happening in our society. So we must not unknowingly be part of that, and we must educate ourselves to be away from that. So we must not unnecessarily post on someone's wall or use some hashtags to create a social unwanted issues. So through that, movies educate the learners. And learners could develop their imagination by associating the subject to any of its relevant movies. Like their subject knowledge would be furthermore developed by doing so, by having a comparison of the movie, or if I'm giving them the task to write, asking them to write some movie review. So, and the climax change. So I have given one assignment in my class where I asked the students to write a different climax. So they all feel they all really enjoyed that particular thing, and none of them did the cut copy paste work, because all the children were doing it in the classroom, and they were discussing among their peers, and they were interestingly giving more points, and the entire session was very fun. We just had more number of assignments at the end of the session. So the next point is, learners could develop their critical thinking skills, and they also can easily analyze the plot, the characters, themes, history, disaster, and theory. So we can learn from what has occurred in the past, some man-made disasters, or the natural disasters, or the history of any particular place or religion. So all these things could be like how you do the time travel. So like the movies help us to feel that particular incident, and actually we can time travel to, it's like we are time traveling to back to the ages to witness some particular incident. And like movies like Anegan. How many of you have watched the movie Anegan, Tamil movie Anegan? So through that, yes. So by that, we can learn on different types of history, right? About the Burma, or some past has been shared, and different types of fashion, the dress, according to the scene you will be having the different types of changing things. Things will have changed. Like as the plot continues to move on, you can obviously sit in one place, the 3 hours, you can travel to 4 different places through that movie. So likewise, sir, the next slide, sir. So now, when it comes to the teacher side, the always like teachers should have a very careful, what to say, they must review all these movies before it is played in the classroom or it is suggested to the learners. So you have to avoid the vulgarity. So you have to check thoroughly, and whichever scenes are inappropriate, just cut them. Don't promote them into the classroom. So you need to filter the scenes before playing it in the classroom so that the learners won't be influenced wrongly. So teacher can explain the plot of the movie. So if so, the movie belongs to such type of thing. A teacher can orally explain the movie, the plot, and then she or he can play the relevant scenes, and which are appropriate to be fit into the classroom scenario. And also, teacher needs to be mindful on projecting the movie scenes, so as it may not lead to any clash among the students. There are different groups, right? The religion, based on religion, community, culture. So these things need to be considered as the most important things. So next slide, please. So like I'm just directly coming to the topic. So how is the literary device related to the movie? So satire, I have chosen some of the devices which would actually have some good examples of the movie. So satire comes in the first place. Satire can be described as the literary art of diminishing or derogating a subject by making it ridiculous and evoking toward it attitudes of amusement, contempt, scorn, or indignation. Also, it differs from the comic in that the comedy evolves laughter mainly as an end in itself, while satire derides that it is used as a laughter, as a weapon, and against, but that exits out the work itself. So like R.J. Balaji. So in the recent times, the R.J. Balaji's movies have created a very great impact towards the Gen Zs or the children, the 90s kids or the Gen Zs or the other, all the age groups. So I want to choose 2 movies like Mookuthi Amman and LKG. So LKG comes under this political satire, whereas for the religious satire, Mookuthi Amman suits us the best. I hope you would have watched these 2 movies. So Mookuthi Amman, like basically the satire is portrayed in all the other religions. So he's not mocking at only one particular religion. So like he's just asking the viewers not to be fooled or misleaded by some of the people who use religion as a medium to attract the crowd. So through that, he wants to convey the message. So in a subtle manner, he does all the things. So whereas in the LKG movie, likewise, the political satire is very much felt by all the audience. So these 2 movies show a very important role towards clearly, defining the satire, the word satire in a clear manner. So next slide, please. So Bildungsroman, this is the type where the protagonist or the antagonist, or any supporting character belonging to this type are known for the deprived or disturbed childhood. Like, for example, the Slumdog movie, Oscar-winning movie, Slumdog Millionaire. How many of you have watched this movie? Right. So there's a twist in the climax where coincidentally the hero, he will be seated in the hot seat, the Kaun Banega Crorepati show, likewise. So when for each and every question, he recollects his past. The childhood is not so happy, or he has not lived a very comfort childhood. He has faced more struggles, and he has been through more things. So that there is a disturbed childhood with this. Likewise, the KGF also implies the same. So you can even find the similarities between these 2 movies, the hero of the KGF or this Slumdog Millionaire. So they fit in this category, Bildungsroman, social Bildungsroman. And foreshadowing the next literary device, we have the series known as The Final Destination. How many? I think most of them would have watched this in the translated version also, Tamil and English. So before any event occurs, the movie will have some clue regarding the happening, the incident. So the characters will actually be part of that message. They will carry the entire clues with them and the message with them, so that they can easily they will reveal what is going to happen next. So through that incidents, the characters will reveal actually what is going to happen next. So in the English movie Final Destination, the character sees her and premonitions. So they all have some premonitions and even the warning signals. They will be having some warning signs. So what to do and what not to do. So this will be giving the reader some clue that the viewer some clue that there is some big things going to happen. As we have this another device, stream of consciousness. So in the movie Kaka Kaka, during the first scene, actor Surya is shown, the character is shown lying on the riverside. So now in that state of mind, he will have more memories from the past and the present, like the latest past and some of the incidents which is pertinent to his family and other things and the police group. So like all the scenes will be in a mixed manner. So this is a phrase used by William James in his Principles of Psychology to describe the unbroken flow of perceptions, memories, thoughts, and feelings in the waking mind. And also it has been adopted to describe a narrative method in modern fiction. So the Kaka Kaka Tamil movie, and it shows an injured policeman of his deathbed. He will have some reminiscence of all the memories of his love. And the scenes are presented through a series of events that arise. Likewise in the movie, Vediyadu Vilayadu, we will have some effect is there in the screen. Have you all observed that? Each and every, in a song it will be portrayed. So each and every clips will be emerging from the particular wall and the policeman will, his plot is again presented in a easy manner. The Karkakakar song. So the Kamal Hassan will be like each and every scene, like how you have this photo album. So each and every scene will emerge and pop up into the first, and then that particular scene will be playing. So likewise, the stream of consciousness pattern is that. There's no a constant flow, but there's shuffle of all these things, the past and the memories of the past and the present. So like through this association of the movies, students can learn more and they can even work and create content, generate some ideas, and they can also write an appreciation, like movie reviews, critical appreciation, or any analysis. They can even give some analysis on the movie, on the novel. So the similarities between the novel and the movie, and also their interpretation or analysis and the creative thinking skills will develop. Thinking out of the box is what is required for the learners to improvise at the tertiary level. Thank you.
Next, I request Jayashree S., a student of Stella Maris College, to present the paper titled Evaluating Crisis Communication Strategies in Traditional versus Digital Media Environments.
Hi, good afternoon to one and all present here. I am S. Jayashree, doing my Masters in Public Relations at Stella Maris College, and I'm co-authoring Dr. Srinidhi S., the head of the Department Public Relations. So my topic is evaluating crisis communication strategies in traditional versus digital media environments. So I would like to give a short introduction about what is crisis communication. So crisis communication is how we handle information during unexpected events happening to the organization. It can be like bad effects or rebuilding public trust when something goes wrong or threatens to a company's its reputation or the overall operations of the company. So there are two ways which media can be seen. One is traditional and one is digital. So traditional media was both were very effective, like in their times. But traditional media was like bit slow because one when you give out the information to a newspaper, it goes out the next day. But in digital media, it goes immediately. Like who you can post for yourself. You don't have to look for a reporter to go give your problems or state what is wrong in the company. Newspapers and press releases were very effective during traditional media. Next slide. And as you see, the emergence of digital media has played a vital role. Then social media and now Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, anything can be used to, build your trust again towards the audience. Okay, a theoretical background. I would like to bring out media dependency model to back my study. So, a theory called media dependency was made by Sandra Baldock and Melvin D. Floor in the late 1970s. So this model helps us to understand how much people need media and how much people use media to, get information, guidance, and support. Whenever there's a crisis, people immediately open media and check what is the crisis, how they are, coming out of the crisis, how brands work towards it. Next slide. So my research methodology, I've used qualitative research. In qualitative, I have chosen case study method. I've taken 2 case studies. Both are very popular. One is Domino's Pizza's Toss and Turn, and the other one is Johnson & Johnson's Tylenol crisis. Next. So about Domino's Pizza's case study. So what happened was an employee who was working in Domino's Pizza, wantedly for a prank video, he posted, doing unsanitary packaging of food, and he started posting that video in YouTube. And he said, this is how we, Domino's sends out food to the customers. And this totally was a very hurtful reputation for Domino's, and they immediately posted a video about their kitchen and everything. They started shooting out videos and posted in all of the social medias. When this thing happened, they didn't have anything except YouTube. But once this video was out, immediately Domino's created a profile in Twitter, Instagram, and all the social media handles and started posting the videos, which, within a day or two, audience quickly accepted the fact that, okay, this was something, a prank video, and this is not what Domino's does usually. So that's the power of digital media when it comes to this case study. Next. And this is Johnson & Johnson's Tylenol case study. This is a bit different from the Domino's case study. Here, same, an employee, what he did was, in Chicago, he replaced Tylenol capsules with cyanide, and it started killing people. And no one knew that this happened because 2 or 3 employees went to farm stores and they started replacing, again to do like a, not kind of a prank, but to put Tylenol down. And this was not known by Johnson & Johnson because they were not able to see what was happening. And when people started complaining, it's because of the Tylenol capsules. Johnson & Johnson didn't have any idea about why this is happening. And there were 2 reporters who had to come and tell Johnson & Johnson that, because of this situation, this has happened. And, then the 2 employees were accidentally caught doing this scene, and they were punished. And Johnson & Johnson didn't have a good relationship with the reporters back then. But what they did was, they also used media, PR, and paid advertisement to communicate their strategies during crisis. Johnson & Johnson used the media to issue national alert, and they gave toll-free numbers to customers to, contact if there's any problem with the tablets or anything later on with the issue. Next. Okay. Findings of the study is that both traditional media and digital media were effective, but for now, in this current situation, I feel that digital media has more power and also has a quick, response to crisis and all other issues regarding organizations, because they have already built a name for them. In order to regain that from scratch is very difficult. And digital media, I feel for now, it does doing a great job. And I should also, here comes the relevance of the media dependency theory, which I used before. So media dependency theory helps researchers study how organizations handle crisis in both traditional and digital media. And the theory also stresses that it is the give and take between the media and the audience. So what we give out to the audience, that's what they consume. So that is about media dependency theory. Thank you, sir.
Next, I request Mr. J. Jesli Anto, who is a research scholar of SRM Institute of Science and Technology, and presented a paper titled A Study on the Representation of Women in the Tamil Film Leo.
Very good afternoon, all of you. So myself, Jesli Anto, and Professor Harry, we both are here to present our paper on a study on the representation of women in the Tamil film Leo. So we have chosen this film because Lokesh Kanagaraj's film recently is scoring high among the students, the youngsters today. And we do know the influential power of cinema that extends beyond its role as an entertainment. today the youngsters are more influenced. The actions are influenced by what images that flows into their mind. So this film actually plays a major role, not only representing the culture as well as this also is very important how women are represented in the films today. So we have used certain tests to study the representation of women in this film Leo. So we have so the methodology we used is we have put against two things against each other. One is the students' perception. So we have interviewed almost like 60 students from various streams who gave an understanding about various characters in the film. So all the female characters in the films, how the students perceive, that is on the one side. On the other side, we also did a clear study using these tests like Bechdel test, okay, and sexy lamp test, Mako-Mori test, the Furiosa test. So these four tests use certain parameters to study how far women are represented in the film with the amount of importance that has been given. So the first Bechdel test is about two female characters having a conversation, something other than the male lead over there. So when we conducted this test, the film failed the Bechdel test, since most of the conversations in the film is about the major lead and nothing more than that. And the second test we conducted is the sexy lamp test, where instead of the character, the women character there, we replace it, with a lamp and to see whether the story would have any change. And again, this test also failed because we couldn't find any impact produced by the characters given in this film Leo. But when we look at it from the students' perspective, from the youngsters' perspective, most of the feedbacks we got is that the women are given more priority in the film because the lead actor Vijay, his lead is more of his actions are changed because of the two characters, his wife as well as his sister. These two characters influence his life. This is what is observed from the audience perspective. But while conducting this test, we found that even if the characters doesn't exist, even then the male lead would have taken the same actions what he was intending to. And then the third test we conducted was Mako-Mori test, and which studies the narrative arc for the women in the film. And both Mako-Mori test and the last Furiosa test, these both focuses on the narrative arc in the script, how far the story is given, and in the story how far the women characters are given an importance and how they influence the story in what way. So again, these two tests failed. So we also conducted one more test called the fitness test, which looks for three major parameters: the female character integrity, male utility, and cultural sensitivity. So the female character integrity means, let us take the example this film Indra, where from the beginning till the end, the characters would have the same motive, or the nature doesn't change. The same character would be taken forward. But in this film, we could see the women characters have to change according to the maybe the husband or the boss. So wherever the male lead is proceeding with his life, the women character has to completely align according to that. That's how it's been portrayed. And male utility is the second criteria that we learn, where we don't find any women character in the film who have their own independent life. Take for example, take, for example, the film Mary Gom, we could see she wants to be a boxer, and then finally she'll be a boxer throughout the film. Even after pregnancy, her husband helps throughout the progress, and then she comes back into the game, she wins, and it's a real life story, biography, and still we can see the real life character also. But whereas if we look at this film Tupaki, okay, the same way the female lead is a boxer there, but it is only for a while. In the introduction, it is there, but after once the hero comes in, then slowly the story completely moves towards him, and finally there's no scenes related to boxing after that. She never even speaks about it, her career or her life. So this is something we see in majority of the films, and this film again is one another example where the male utility is, all the characters have to align with the male character Parthiban there, including his sister Elsa. Though she's portrayed, in terms of the way she's handling guns or the costumes and other things, still it is more all the characters we have seen through the film is all aligned with them. And lastly, it's the cultural sensitivity that is shown in the film, where in few scenes we could see all of a sudden the costume has changed. So means they'll be usually wearing a costume that is in the hill stations. According to that, for some places you can see they are wearing a sari. In Irudi Sutru, we can see in one place she's a boxer. Usually she wears shorts. Usually they're in the sports and other. But once in one scene, when she wants to impress her master, she has to come in a sari. So when there is in a few scenes, we could see that in here, again in this film, the character was working in the coffee shop. She has to come in a sari for some function. So you could see these things. So then we took a few parameters, like a few characters like submissive, kind, caring, volatile, bossy, manipulative, aggressive, passive, dependent, sensitive, delicate, selfish, dominant, decision making, and naive. These are things that we watched throughout the film. So how many times we could witness aggressive nature? How many times we could witness sensitive nature of male characters and women characters? So when we did this comparative study, what we saw is especially in 5 places we could see bossy nature of the male characters, but we could never see any women character. As well as submissive, we could see 2 places where the women have to be submissive, whereas no male characters showed any submissive nature. And caring, in terms of caring, both men and male characters and women character had 4-4. And in terms of decision making, it was again 4-4. Both had exhibited equal numbers. So the major difference we could see is in the aggressive nature. The male characters are shown aggressively in 14 places, in contrast to women characters in just 4 places. So, and in so this is one observation we could make from the film Leo, because majority of the scenes had this aggressive nature and all contributed towards the male character there. So our findings through the film is that so in the film Leo, we could see the representation of women is in a not in a very bright light, and the narrative, the storyline, the representation all contributed towards the male character there. And one of the future directions and implications that we see is that it's high time to study films in terms with the scientific approach, so that one difference we could see is that from the students' perspective, they always said these 2 characters, Dirisha and the wife and the sister characters, are making bold decisions. That's how the majority of the audience perceived that. We think it's a overall picture that we get, but the subtext that we could see while conducting the test is that it is not exactly the same what the audience believed to. So that's a contrast between what the audience believed they were seeing or thinking, as well as the subtext, how it was represented in the film. We do really require a proper representation of women in all the films. Thereby, it is also contributing to the overall perception of the society, the changes, the decision making that we do. Because film is the most powerful medium which has the impact to shape our thinking and the actions that we make in the real life. Though it's a part of entertainment, we do know the as well. We know the implications of films in education, in how we see our society, how we treat our family, how we treat our fellow people. So this, we think we need more studies on the representation of women in films to bridge this gap between the cinematic artistry and the data-driven insights. Thank you.
I request Ms. Priyanga a research scholar from University of Madras, to present the paper titled Content Analysis of Indian Photojournalists and Their Instagram Spaces. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and myself Priyanka, and my topic is Content Analysis of Indian Photojournalists and Their Instagram Spaces. And we all know about photojournalist. Photojournalist, the journalist who communicates the news stories through photographs. They are called as photojournalist. And first, communication. Communication is sharing an information from one person to another person is communication. So communication is a process of passing information and understanding from one person to another. On this communication process, we have a medium. Medium, according to the Marshall McLuhan's quote, medium is a message. Here, the medium is photograph. And then the pictorial communication. The picture which is used as a vehicle for communication. So here a picture. Do you think it's just a picture? It consists a news story. It doesn't. It's not like other pictures. You all have seen that wedding photographs and other photographs. This is different from all. You can write a story only with this picture. We can get a story without any verbal things. Next. So in this research, I use qualitative method and I use qualitative approach, and my research method is content analysis. Content analysis is a systematic procedure to examine the content of the recorded information which seeks to understand the context. And I use the sampling technique called purposive sampling. It is a non-probability sampling, samples which are selected because the characteristics are same as the characteristics as the research need. And I use the samples Indian photojournalist who won the Pulitzer Prize in the recent years from 2017 to 2022. And my objectives are to find how the Indian photojournalists, that is a Pulitzer Award winners, use their Instagram space, and to analyze what are the content they posted in their Instagram space, and to discover how they use the Instagram account as a communication tool. So my samples, I have took 7 photographers, photojournalists, who are Adnan Abaidi, who won Pulitzer Prize in 2017, 20, and 22 for covering Rohingya genocide, Hong Kong protest, and COVID-19 in Delhi. And he won the prize in the category of breaking news story. And the second person is Danish Siddiq. He won 2017 and 2020 Pulitzer Prize for covering Rohingya genocide and COVID-19 pandemic. And the third one is Chani Anand. The fourth one is Daryazin, and fifth Mukhtar Khan, and sixth Shana Irshad Matto, and seventh is Amit Dev. And my analysis and findings on this research is they all post they posted in Instagram is organic. Organic post is nothing that is non-paid and free post. They didn't use it as an advertising tool for any organization. and they are active users, and they just maintain their account as a professional account, not as an not for advertising or not for any marketing. They use it as a professional accounts, and they're disseminating the real incident. After publishing the news stories in the websites, they used to publish their work in their space. So they are disseminating the real incidents to the audience, and they are covering the newses which is surrounded by them. My sample, Sana Ishad Mato, she covers the stories of women and children in Kashmir. Her post was related to women and children's stories only in Kashmir particularly. And they reduce mis and disinformation. Normally on these nowadays there is a lot of misinformation and disinformation are spreading over the internet, and by following them we can reduce the misinformation and disinformation according to that particular incident. During that COVID time, we all had that much of misinformation and disinformations, because and by following them we can reduce that misinformation, the spread of misinformations. And they are visual storytellers. Through the pictures only, they are telling the stories to the audience, and they're documenting and exposing the crimes like Rohingya genocide and the COVID-19 crisis. And they are unbiased. Even though they are following a particular ideology, they didn't show that ideology in their post. They are unbiased. And here, the social media is used as an entertainment tool, an entertainment medium, and also gives informations to the audience. Nowadays, people use these platforms to get the news which incorporates with mainstream media. Photojournalists use their Instagram space to make the people aware about the news stories also. And they are also using as a tool to become popular. And thank you.
Did you choose them because they post every week? Or did you choose them because they are freelancers? Or did you choose them because they are associated with any newspapers or organizations? What are the parameters?
First thing, these 7 all were the Pulitzer Prize winners, first one. And they are actively using Instagram. And these 7 only focus on the social problems. These are... Yes, sir. They are working in Reuters and Associated Press, and yes, sir, these two things.
Where they are working and also shared in the social media, or only they are sharing in their Instagram?
No, sir, they are also sharing the photos in their own organization pages, and also in their Instagram pages. Which is not published. The photos which is not published in their organization pages, they published in their pages, their own pages.
Okay, further promotion.
Yes, sir, but they're also telling the stories, news stories to the audience. So it's I don't think so. It's not a kind of promotional activity.
Yes, Instagram they are using promoting whatever I am doing. Okay, they are not. It is not a actual news media. They are publishing in the Reuters and some other media. They are also promoting. Maybe their whoever in their friends list, they can know only. Am I right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Right. What I am asking, if you are taking my personal Instagram account, when you are starting to analyze which period, what are the things, whatever I am posting in, you are taking all these things or only few things. I am asking, what are the units you are followed?
Is it like a qualitative study or a quantitative study?
Qualitative. Thank you.
Next, I request Ms. Gayatri B., a research scholar from University of Madras, to present the paper titled Emergence and Growth of Podcast in the Digital Era in India. Over to you.
Vanakkam. I am Gayatri from Madras University in the Department of Journalism and Communication. So my topic is about emergence and growth of podcast in the digital era in India. So as you guys know what is podcast, right? Podcast is a digital format It's an auditory format. They will post audio formats episodes in the specific app related podcast apps. So podcast is a digital medium consisting of audios, episodes that's related to a specific themes. There are different kinds of genres in the podcast, like horror, crime, motivational stories, interviews, and actually they will talk about sets also. There is an episode called Midnight Masala. They will talk about sets. There is no restrictions for the theme of the content. The podcast is who are all the podcasters means a person who makes an audio content, who are the podcasters. So they don't have any restrictions for their content to be published in the podcasting apps. And in India, according to a survey conducted by Spotify and YouGov, 50% of Indians choose to listen to at least one episode of a podcast every week. So, in the digital era, podcast is starting to blooming in our India. And my objectives are to understand the growth of podcast, to assess the popularity among podcasters, to find the theme of the content produced by podcasters. So these are all my objectives, and my research method is qualitative case studies. Interview method, I did a telephonic interview with 5 podcasters. Yeah. So these are all the podcasters I interviewed. Hema Priya, whose topic is about motivational stories and interviews. The main focus of that interview is unknown to the media people. She will interview the unknown people to the media. So her topic is Big Fish with Hema, and Karthik, who is focused on current affairs and something happening in our country, or something that made us to think. He will immediately post it in his page and in his Instagram and in the podcasting app also. His title is starts with Kade Poma with Karthik. He usually read books about Periyar's books and news stories. And Taslima Pervin, her main focus is about kids more moral stories and kids stories. So her topic is Maralayar Ulagam, where she's a Muslim. So she told me that as a Muslim, I can't show my face to the audience. So through media, so I use podcasts to showcase my talent and show my voice to the people. And Sridhar, who's always talks about motivational stories and interviews. So his title is Talk with Sridhar. And Umachari, her main focus is about books. So now she is reading Kalki's Ponniyin Selvan. And yeah, my findings and conclusion, there are rise in our listening conception. Like as an Indians, we used to hear cricket commentary, everything through radio. But now it's digitally transformed into podcast. So it is also an listening consumption platform. After pandemic, Indian people started to using podcast, and they are podcast for listening and for creating content. And there are informative contents. These 5 I took these 5 podcasters. They're all doing educational content and current affairs and books and everything they are publishing in their podcast pages, user friendly to access. These 5 people are using the same app is called Anchor, where we can easily upload our content, easily edit, we can add a background music, everything easily in that app. So the 5 are using Anchor app. It's an user friendly to access. And popularity, they are publishing their content in the podcast app in the same way in their Instagram profile for their popularity. And self-satisfaction, they are choosing their own content. They like if they like to talk about crime, they are choosing the crime stories. There is no restrictions or boundary to convey their feelings. So it is like a self-satisfaction for them. Thank you. Any questions?
What are the podcasting sites you are
Anchor, sir, and Spotify. In the Anchor app itself, if they publish their podcast, it will generated into to the Apple podcast, Ghana, அப்படி எல்லாத்துலேயுமே வந்து இட்ஸ் பப்ளிஷிங். ஸோ நான் என்ன பண்ணிட்டேன்னா, ஐ ஆஸ்க் தேர் ஸ்டாட்டிஸ்டிக்ஸ் ரிப்போர்ட். இப்போ கார்த்திக் கதைப்போமா வித் கார்த்திக் அவங்க கிட்ட கேட்டபோது இன் இன் அந்த ஆங்கர் ஆப்லேயே இந்தந்த ஏஜ் கேட்டகரி பீப்புள் தான் அவங்களுடைய பாட்காஸ்ட்டை கேட்குறாங்க, இந்தந்த கண்ட்ரி தான் கேட்குறாங்க அப்படின்ற ஸ்டாட்டிஸ்டிக்ஸ் இருந்துருச்சு. அதுலேயே வந்து எந்த ஆப்பில் வந்து அதிகமாக கேட்குறாங்க அப்படின்றதுல ஆங்கர் ஆப் தான் அதிகமாக கேட்குறாங்க. ஸோ அதை வச்சு அனலைஸ் பண்ணேன் சார், ஏஜ் கேட்டகரி எல்லாமே. யா, பிகாஸ் இண்டிபெண்ட் பாட்காஸ்டர்ஸ் மேம். இப்போ ஆர்ஜே பாலாஜி அந்த மாதிரிலாம் நிறைய பெரிய பெரிய ஆர்ஜிஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்காங்க, அவங்கெல்லாம் பாட்காஸ்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. என்னுடைய ஃபோக்கஸ் என்னன்னா, நம்மளை மாதிரி இருக்கிற இண்டிபெண்ட் பாட்காஸ்டர்ஸை எடுக்கணும் அப்படின்னு எடுத்த போது என்னுடைய சர்க்கிள் அண்ட் அப்படி ஒருத்தவங்கிட்ட கேட்டு பண்ணுற மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு. அதனால வந்து இண்டிபெண்ட் பாட்காஸ்டர்ஸ் கிடைக்க கஷ்டமாக இருந்ததுனால ஒரு 5 பாட்காஸ்டர்ஸ் மட்டும் தெரிஞ்ச சர்க்கிளில் அவங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சவங்க அப்படி எடுத்தேன். Revenue, for them there is no monetization, sir. So இப்போ popular personலாம் இருந்தாங்க, ஆர்ஜே பாலாஜினா, they will get monetization through ad, through their because they are celebrities. But for them it's just for the self satisfaction. There is nothing like money based, they are not earning anything. But for Umachari and another person, Taslima Parvin, they both in the podcast கேட்டு they got an opportunity in Canada MTR FM as a announcers.
It's all coming under in the YouTube also. So automatically, if they are getting more audience, listeners, they will get paid.
Yeah. Obviously they will get paid. Yeah, in the first slide itself I have mentioned that audio or video பண்ண பாட்காஸ்ட்டை வந்து சில பேர் என்ன பண்ணுறாங்கன்னா, வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணிவிட்டு அப்போ பேசிட்டு அந்த வீடியோவை அப்படியே யூடியூப்லேயும் போடுறாங்க. பிகாஸ் இங்கே ரெவன்யூ கிடைக்கலனா கூட யூடியூப்பில் கிடைக்கும்னு சொல்லிட்டு பண்ணுறாங்க சார். யா, பட் ரொம்ப நிறைய பீப்புள் பார்த்தா தான் அவங்களுக்கு அந்த மானிட்டைசேஷன் வரும். பட் இட் வில் டேக் டைம், பட் சூன் மானிட்டைசேஷன் வந்து ஈஸியாக கிடைக்கும்.
ஓகே, நீங்கள் என்ன மெத்தட் யூஸ் பண்ணீங்க? இன்டர்வியூ?
நான் ஜஸ்ட் கேஸ் ஸ்டடி தான் சார் பண்ணேன். ஒரு குவாலிட்டேட்டிவ் கேஸ் ஸ்டடியில் இன்டர்வியூ, டெலிஃபோனிக் இன்டர்வியூ கால் பண்ணி பேசினேன் சார்.
ஓகே.
So each one of them, they have their own specific content, like they work on a specific title kinds, is it? So they don't switch over.
No.
So if a particular person wants to listen on children, then they'll go to one particular person. Okay.
So for Taslima Parvin, she is focusing only on kids, children's stories. So அவங்களோட இந்த ஆங்கர் பிளாட்ஃபார்ம்ல ஏஜ் கேட்டகரி இருக்கு, எந்த ஏஜ் கேட்டகரி அதிகமாக கேட்குறாங்கன்னு. ஸோ இன் ஹர் பேஜ் 0 to 17 பீப்புள் தான் வந்து 0 to 17 ஏஜ் பீப்புள் தான் அதிகமாக கேட்குறாங்க மேம். பட் ஃபார் கல்கிஸ் பொன்னியின் செல்வன், ஹூ இஸ் ஹேண்டில் பை ஹுமாச்சாரி, ஹர் ஆடியன்ஸ் ஏஜ் கேட்டகரி இஸ் 35 to 44. ஸோ அதில் அந்த பாட்காஸ்ட் ஆப்லேயே they came to know who are all listening to their particular programs.
So is their popularity increasing? You said their popularity is also increasing.
Yeah, it's getting, how come it's increasing? It's like இப்போ வந்து they are seeing that 0 to 17 age people are listening to their podcast. ஸோ என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா, அடுத்த ஏஜ் கேட்டகரிக்கு பண்ணணும்னா கண்டென்ட்டை மாற்றுவாங்க. அவங்களுக்கு இன்னும் கண்டென்ட்டை எப்படி மாற்றினாங்கன்னா வேற ஆடியன்ஸை வந்து கிராஸ் பண்ணலான்றதை பார்த்துட்டு அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி மூவ் பண்ணுவாங்க மேம். ஃபார் அந்த தஸ்லிமா அவங்களுக்கு வந்து 0 to 17 மட்டும் இல்லாமல் 35லேருந்து 44 கேட்குறாங்க. ஸோ அவங்க என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா, கிட்ஸ் ஸ்டோரி இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் வேற மாதிரி, இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் கதைகளை வந்து பெரியவங்களுக்கும் கேட்குற மாதிரி கதைகளை பண்ணாங்கன்னா நிறைய விதமான ஆடியன்ஸையும் வந்து பிடிக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவங்க பண்ணுவாங்க மேம். ஸோ கண்டென்ட்டை மாற்ற ஆரம்பிப்பாங்க. அவங்க இதிலிருந்தே இன்னும் ஆடியன்ஸை வைடர் ப்ராட் பண்ணுறதுக்காக இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் வேற மாதிரி கதைகள் யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க மேம். யா, தேங்க்யூ.
Thank you, participants, for presenting all your papers. Now I request Dr. Arul Chelvan and Dr. Beulah ma'am, chairpersons for the session today, to give their remarks and also select the best papers out of it.
Okay, only 5 papers are presented. 5 will, yeah? Okay. All the works are good, very good attempt. Maybe they are not able to reach in a good way. பட் சிலர் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கீங்க, சிலர் ஃபேக்கல்ட்டி இருக்கீங்க, சிலர் ரிசர்ச் ஸ்காலர்ஸ் இருக்கீங்க, சிலர் காம்பினேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கீங்க. but it's a very good attempt. But research என்னன்னா we have to follow the process. Like mathematics, in mathematics, if your answer is wrong, also you will get very good mark. You will be passed in the examination. Am I right? ஏன்னா whether are you following the procedure, formula, step by step, everything. If you are following that, automatically you will get very good mark. In the research also, more than your result, your result may be wrong or good or sometimes proved or not proved. That doesn't matter. In the research, the process, your research question, your aim, your objectives, what are the methods you are following? Are you rigorously following the variables, analyzing each and every aspect of the research? That is very, very important. So everyone is attempted, but we want to give some, because normally we are giving the comments only. The organizers, they are going to give a best paper prize for each session also. So myself and Dr. Beulah, we come to a conclusion. The number one is Jesli Anto and Jesli Anto's paper, the top. Then the Priyanka and Gayatri, they are coming in the next level. Both are same category. And others also good paper, but they have to do some rigorous approach in the research. I congratulate. But எல்லா ரிசர்ச்சுமே you have tried a lot. வேற வேற டாபிக் நல்லா ட்ரை பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க. கொஞ்சம் அந்த ரிவ்யூ ஆஃப் லிட்ரேச்சர், இஃப் யூ ஆர் ஸ்டடிங் வெரி குட் ரிவ்யூ ஆஃப் லிட்ரேச்சர், இட் வில் டைரக்ட் யூ, இட் வில் கிவ் கைட் யூ வெதர் இட் இஸ் ரைட் வே ஆர் ராங் வே. ஓகே, அதனால தான் நிறைய படித்தோம்னா நமக்கு ஞானம் வந்துடும்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. எல்லாம் தான் நிறைய படிச்சிங்கனாலே உங்கள் ரிசர்ச் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கலி இட் வில் பி குட். ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ.
I want to express my heartfelt gratitude as we complete the day one of our international conference. I thank the chairpersons as well as the participants to have made this conference a great success.